I would like to get into this week's power rankings.
Okay.
Obviously, the Tampa Bay Rays did lose their winning streak, and they're still the best team in baseball. It's
They
not
are.
close. So, in terms of pitching, number one was the Rays, number two, the Twins, number three, the Yankees, number four, the Braves, number five, the Rangers, number six, the Dodgers, number seven, the Mariners, number eight, Brewers, number nine, Astros, and number 10, the Cubs. Anything
Okay.
like egregious there to you?
Not really. I don't know. Again, all the teams that are in the top 10, I feel are so close. They're all so kind of interchangeable. I think the Rays. I think the Rays are. I'm kind of worried about the Rays because they are down at Jeffrey Springs.
Mm.
Then you can bring up a guy like Taj Bradley, who will perform about as well, in his young career. And then the Twins. We've talked about the Twins enough, I think.
Okay. I like you didn't Tom didn't get to have input on this one this week. And the Cubs, you didn't have them. I had them. I like what they
Yes.
did. I watched them against the Dodgers. They looked really good. And the numbers back it up. The numbers back up they are a very good pitching staff. Like the expected WOBA, everything back there. They're good in WAR. Astros are actually they're playing past the World Series grace period right now. Their starting pitching is at least. And in the hitting rankings, they ranked 10th in hitting, ninth went to the Brewers, eighth went to the Giants on a sole Steves vote, but number seven went to the Cubs on a sole Brad vote. Orioles, number six. Number five was the Dodgers. Number four was the Blue Jays. Number three, the Cardinals. Two, the Braves. And shockingly, number one, the Rays. The Rays have put up 8.0 F4. Their offense has. The next closest team has 3.8.
I mean, I feel like we could sit here and talk all day about how good the Rays are. Um, because they're just good, like top to bottom. They're good. I mean, you said it before the season that you think this was the best Rays team that they've had in the last half decade, and you've been spot on so far this season. Like if they play 500 ball the rest of the season, they're still. I think they're better than they were last season, right?
Yeah, we talked
You
about
just need
that.
to,
After the 13 game winning streak, all they had to do was play 500 ball and they'd be 87 and 75.
yeah, like the team's incredible, and you just hope they don't get bit by the injury bug again, like they did last year. We really, I'm trying to think of like the Yankees are really the only team that really gotten bit by the injury bug.
But that always happens.
It does. I mean, there's always a team that just like collapses due to injury. And you just gotta hope your team's not the one to get hit.
Yeah. I just the Cardinals, they shock me. You got the number three offense in baseball. It's
Like
just
a bottom
and
three pitching staff.
you don't even make the power rankings, the top 10 teams in baseball. That is where it is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'd like to get into the overall because there were some teams that missed out. Actually, I'd like to talk about the teams that just missed out on the hitting. The Rangers and Yankees both got a vote. The Pirates and Phillies both got a vote. What are your thoughts of the Pittsburgh Pirates offense so far?
I mean, Andrew McCutchen has had his best season so far. Like I saw a stat, he's batting like 300 on the season thus far through the season, and I mean that's just like a testament. And like think like Brian Hayes hasn't reached his full potential quite yet,
He's actually been
and
really good this year.
yeah, but he hasn't reached. I don't think he's reached his full potential as a
Oh,
hitter quite yet. So I mean, and you're out in O'Neal Cruz, like you're missing key pieces right now,
mhm.
and I think, and if you can keep getting this production from Andrew McCutchen, and Brian Hayes can continue to reach his ceiling, the team's really only going to get better. I mean, you got guys like Ji Hwan Bae kind of coming up and playing really well on both sides of the ball at different positions. Ji-Man Choi is going out and doing his thing. Like the team's good. I think I don't want them to play well just yet because I don't want them to pull a Giants and like mess up what they're going to continue to do. But they're
Mhm.
on the right path.
And so with that, I obviously didn't make this week's top 10. The Orioles, Mets, and Astros all missed out. Mets, I could see definitely cracking in next week. Astros, obviously. The Cubs and Rangers were at 10 and 9. Those are teams like right on the brink. But I think it's also the
Yeah.
fact that the Angels got a higher vote from you, putting them at eighth. I had them. I didn't have the Angels in my top 10, just because they've played really shaky, and they're just teams that, in my
They
eyes, they haven't
they
been
have.
better.
That's
Uh,
fair. I'll give you that. It's just the big thing for me is their defensive woes and their starting pitching, which really like through the past couple games or at the start of the season, we weren't really worried about their starting pitching that much, and we were really worried about their bullpen. And through the past like 6 games, their bullpen's kind of been locked down, and their starting rotation has been less than par. So
subpar.
it was subpar, but I'd say less than par, Brad. Okay. But like it's just so I don't know. It's so weird that how baseball works sometimes. But I think if they can get their starting pitching to come in and do their thing, and their starting or then their bullpen can continue to do this, they're going to be a really good team and maybe make the playoffs and maybe keep Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I think it would be better for baseball for Shohei Ohtani to hit free agency,
I want
but
him to hit free agency, but I also want him to stay on the Angels,
yeah,
right? Like if that makes sense, because I don't
yeah,
know, I don't want him to go to another team, especially I don't want him to go to a New York team. Like that was one of the
for
questions I
real.
had when I was going through
Oh,
because the whole weekend it was just Shohei in New York. Oh, they're selling his jersey at the team store. Like I'm like, dude, he's not a Yankee. He's not I don't think he's ever gonna wear the pinstripes. I could see it, but I don't want him to be a Yankee. I don't.
I completely agree. I do not like the Yankees, and I think he'd just be better in other markets. At number seven, we got the Blue Jays. Number six, the Dodgers, who make a steep fall. Number five, the Brewers. Number four, the Yankees. Number three, the Twins. Number two, the Braves. And shockingly, at number one, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Personally, I feel like the Athletics should be number one.
God, they're
I
so
mean,
bad.
Estuary Ruiz though, Brad,
Steps. They're 3-16. And do you know what their expected record is?
probably better than the Nats.
No, 3-16.
Yeah, I know.
They are literally expected to be as bad as they are. They're on a 7-game losing streak. Okay, final question before we leave.
Okay.
Will the Oakland Athletics be worse than the 2018 Orioles and 2019 Tigers? 48 or 47 and 115.
47 and one. That's so hard to do.
I mean, they're on pace to go. Let's see, they're on pace to go 26 and the excess, 26 and 136.
I don't know if they'll be worse, but they'll definitely be around there, like 45 to 50 wins.
All
Does
right.
that feel fair?
Yeah, this team is horrible.
There's not even like like at least with like the Tigers or the Nationals, you can look at them and be like, oh, they have Spencer Torkelson or Riley Green or C.J. Abrams or Mackenzie Gore, right? You look at the Athletics, they have Estuary Ruiz and Shea Langoliers and one season of Shintaro Fujinami if he's even good. Like
Yeah.
there's no one to be excited about if you're hopefully a Vegas fan in 2 years. So it just sucks. It sucks because they are such an esteemed organization historically, right?
Mhm.
And they're just not good.
Yeah. Well, on a more interesting note, before we hop off, Fernando Tatis is back tonight at
Is
9:40 Eastern time. I'll be watching that. Obviously, you'll be listening to this after, so he will have come back last night. He'll be on TV Friday night as well. He'll be back for the rest of the season until he does something stupid. So, thank you all for listening to the 4A Baseball Podcast. If you've enjoyed, if you've enjoyed, please consider leaving a rating, a review, a suggestion, share this with a friend. We do appreciate any support in that form. If you want to interact with us at all social medias are down there in the description. pretty good follow. We're getting better about being on TikTok. We'll be a lot better over the next couple of weeks. Thank you all for listening to the 4 Baseball Podcast. We will see you all next time. Peace.